Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Beautifully Unfiltered Podcast. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. And if life has felt heavy lately, if you're carrying burdens no one else can see, or if you're simply doing your best to get through the day, I'm glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about something we don't do nearly enough, something that might feel uncomfortable at first, something many of us have forgotten how to do. I want you to give yourself some credit, not for being perfect, not for having everything figured out, not for reaching every goal you've ever set, but for surviving, for making it this far, for becoming the person sitting here listening today. Because the truth is, the version of you that survived deserves more credit than you've been giving it. Think about how often you focus on what's missing, the goals you haven't reached, the dreams that haven't happened yet, the mistakes you still regret, the things you wish you had done differently, the person you wish you could be. We spend so much time looking at where we fall short that we rarely stop to appreciate how far we've come. We become experts at criticizing ourselves, yet strangers to our own strength. And maybe that's why so many people walk around feeling like they're never enough, because every achievement quickly becomes the new expectation. Every obstacle overcome gets forgotten. Every victory gets minimized. We keep moving the finish line. And no matter how much progress we make, we still feel like we're behind. But today, I want you to look at your life differently. Think about the hardest season you've ever faced. Maybe it was heartbreak. Maybe it was grief. Maybe it was rejection. Maybe it was failure. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was a season where you genuinely didn't know how you were going to make it through. And yet somehow you did. You may not have done it perfectly. You may have cried more than you'd like to admit. You may have felt lost. You may have stumbled countless times. But you're still here. You survived something that once felt impossible, and that matters. One of the reasons we don't give ourselves enough credit is because we lived through our struggles one day at a time. We didn't witness our own courage the way other people did. We only remember the fear, the doubt, the sleepless nights, the moments we almost gave up. But courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is continuing despite fear. And whether you realize it or not, you've been courageous more times than you can count. Every time you got back up after disappointment, every time you tried again, every time you chose to keep going when quitting felt easier, that was courage. Sometimes we look at strong people and think they have something we don't. We imagine they were born more confident, more resilient, more capable. But strength is rarely something people start with. It's usually something they develop through experience, through pain, through setbacks, through moments that forced them to grow. The strongest people you know didn't become strong because life was easy. They became strong because life wasn't. And the same is true for you. The challenges you've faced have shaped you in ways you may not even recognize yet. Maybe you're not the same person you were 5 years ago. Maybe you're wiser now, more patient, more understanding, more careful about who you trust, more aware of what truly matters. Those lessons weren't free. You earn them. Every scar taught you something. Every disappointment revealed something. Every difficult season left behind a piece of wisdom. And while you may wish some of those experiences never happened, they helped create the person you are today. We often celebrate big victories, Graduations, promotions, awards, milestones, and those moments deserve to be celebrated. But some of the most important victories never receive applause. The day you decided not to give up, the day you walked away from something unhealthy, the day you chose healing, the day you stood up for yourself, the day you started over, the day you survived. Those victories matter too, even if nobody else saw them, even if nobody congratulated you, even if the world kept moving as if nothing happened. You know what it took, and that's enough. I think many of us are carrying an invisible pressure to always do more, be more, achieve more, improve more. And while growth is beautiful, there comes a point where constantly chasing the next version of yourself prevents you from appreciating the current one. You are allowed to grow, but you're also allowed to acknowledge how much you've already grown. You don't have to wait until you've reached every goal before you're proud of yourself. You don't have to become perfect before you're worthy of appreciation. You deserve kindness now, not someday, not when you've achieved more. Now. If you've been through a difficult season recently, I want you to hear this. The fact that you're still trying is remarkable. The fact that you're still showing up is remarkable. The fact that you're still choosing hope, even in small ways, is remarkable. Maybe you don't feel strong. Maybe you feel tired. Maybe you feel uncertain. But strength isn't always loud. Sometimes strength is simply refusing to quit. Sometimes strength is getting out of bed. Sometimes strength is allowing yourself to keep believing that better days are possible. And if that's what you've been doing, then you're stronger than you think. Beautiful soul, take a moment today to appreciate the version of yourself that got you here. The version that survived heartbreak. The version that survived disappointment. The version that survived loss. The version that survived uncertainty. The version that kept going. You may still have dreams to chase. You may still have healing to do. You may still have goals you want to reach. But don't let those future destinations blind you to the incredible distance you've already traveled. Look at everything you've overcome. Look at everything you've learned. Look at everything you've survived. That version of you deserves recognition. That version of you deserves compassion. And that version of you deserves more credit. If this conversation touched your heart in any way, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more real conversations about life, healing, growth, and self-worth. And if there's a topic you'd like me to talk about in a future episode, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Be kind to yourself, celebrate your progress, and remember, the version of you that survived deserves more credit than you realize. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. This is Maya from Beautifully Unfiltered Podcast.